Welcome to Planet MicroCap. I'm your host, Robert Kraft, and joining me right now is Scott MacFabe. He's the CEO of BluMetric Environmental. It's a publicly traded company. Got two symbols for you, BLM on the TSX Venture and BLMWF on the OTCQX. And BluMetric will be presenting at our upcoming investor conference, Planet MicroCap Showcase Toronto, in partnership with MicroCap Club, taking place October 21 through 23, 2025 at the Arcadian Loft in downtown Toronto. For more information to register to meet Scott and the team at the event, please register to attend at planetmicrocapshowcase.com. And with that, Scott, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
I'm great, Robert. Good to see you again. How are you?
Oh, we are in the furlongs here. Not the final furlongs, but yeah, everyone says final furlong, but there's no furlongs. So we're in the furlongs, I guess. But yeah, no, we're excited to have you back, and yeah, excited to get a little update here. It's been a few months, but for those that don't know the BluMetric story, can you give us that quick overview and history of the company?
Yeah, absolutely. BluMetric has been around as an initial entity over 40 years, going on 50 years, believe it or not. But it's part of a reverse takeover about 15 years ago. Became publicly traded on the TSX-V. I was recruited to come here about 8 years ago and turn the company around, bit of a turnaround, and then build it up. So we currently are sitting in a great place. We've gone from austerity and discipline and running a tight company to maintaining that and then growing the company. Since then, this time last year, we had just finished an acquisition of a water company down in north central Florida called Gemini Water. So the timing is great. We just about got a year's worth of integration with Gemini. They're doing so well. Couldn't be prouder of them for us and all of our shareholders. We've taken them from a 10,000 square foot facility to a 25,000 square foot facility. They filled it out. Since we brought them into the fold, they have doubled their run rate. I think at the time when we acquired them, they were about a $7 million US top line. They're now their 12-month running is about 20 million. And all that has to do is just supporting them and respecting their business. And so we're delighted how that has gone. So as I mentioned, part of our business is water tech. So water, both potable water and wastewater treatment. So bringing Gemini in last year, that was really to give us a beachhead in the U.S. market and the Caribbean. That's where they do most of their work. Up in Canada, our water tech business is principally for the military, mining clients, and also remote Indigenous communities. So that part is really going quite well. There's been a huge investment in military up here. Canada's trying to catch up. There's a lot of appropriate pressure being put on us to spend the right ways on the things we need to spend on, and so we're seeing some benefits from that pressure. And we've been doing work with the military on agile water systems called mission ready systems for over 20 years. And so that's really going well, delighted there. And then the other leg of the school is our professional services side of the business, which is really mostly in the natural environment, water resources, engineering sciences, but we also do industrial hygiene type work as well. So the company is a blend. Currently about 2/3 water tech, 1/3 professional services. The strategy there is it kind of evens out the revenue generation. Either can be a little lumpy, you get a sympathetic response in terms of how the business is operating, and it tries to smooth out your business. The repeat business that we see really has to do with our client retention. Currently, we run around 90% full client retention, which is great. When our clients work with us, they seem to like us. And so we continue to advance the business on that front. We've seen a really nice lift on our top line in our business. Our third quarter results were recently released. So we're seeing basically record top line in the business with a run rate. We had a stated ambition of around 50 million going from 35 to 50, and I think we're going to blow right through that this year. So our end of our fiscal year is the end of September, and so we're pushing hard to get that done in the planning process for next fiscal year.
Absolutely. No, thank you for the full overview and a little bit of my hit on to my next question, just a tad right there. So, maybe we can get the full picture because last time we did an interview together, we published that in February, looks like February 21, 2025.
Mhm.
At that time you were talking about fiscal year 2024 results, the Gemini water acquisition and integration. So, let's expound upon all of that. So, you kind of hit a little bit on the Q3 2025 consolidated financials. You can talk about that a little bit, as well as how the integration is going. Just give us maybe some of the key highlights as well for the last 6 months.
Yeah, absolutely. One of our stated ambitions continues to be looking for ways to grow organically and inorganically. And the best way to grow organically is to have an inorganic addition to the enterprise and then grow it, help them realize their dreams with the necessary level of support. And I think Gemini is a great example of that. It was a strategic acquisition to get us in the geography we needed to be in, complementary services, and the client base as well. And so when you put all that together, we're big on culture here too. We want to make sure that we take care of our people. We want to bring in smart people that are really after it for our clients. And the result really speaks for itself. I mean, we love the growth that Gemini is generating. They've kind of had a step change in their business, which is accretive to our business, and that fits with our strategy for M&A. Really, is we're looking for high value assets that are stay in the black. They produce profit. They don't have a lot of debt, and they want to be part of our enterprise, and they're immediately accretive. And so when you look at Gemini, if that's an example, really it's a perfect demonstration of how, if you're really looking hard for the right things and you demonstrate discipline and discernment and you find a great fit, how well it can go. So we're delighted for them. I mean, the whole enterprise is lifted from it and with it, and we'll continue to grow that as we continue to build our business out in especially the southern states and the Caribbean on an ongoing basis. So the military side of the business up here, like I said, is really taken off. We're having a record year. We'd hope to, but you never know till you get the paper. And so the contracts are coming in, the work is steady. The business is producing really as much or more than we've ever seen. And so we're delighted on that. Our relationship with Rheinmetall, we're executing on a major contract for the Canadian D&D on these agile systems for potable water. And that's going really, really well. The systems were approved. We're in full production right now. That's going to go steady well into early next year or further. We see excellent opportunities with Rheinmetall to leverage that relationship into other NATO countries for that product. So that's wonderful. All the things we hoped would happen seem to be happening. So you can plan all you like, but at the end you have to execute. And I think we picked a great partner for that. I've also picked up another relationship with Thales. It's a huge military consolidator, technology consolidator in France. They do a lot of work up here in Canada, and so we've just executed a new contract with them on a new system we've developed to help extend the lifespan of infrastructure, plumbing infrastructure on vessels, submarines, ships, and so on. And so that was about a $3.8 million contract to test and prove that out with them. Obviously, changing plumbing in your house is one thing. Try to do it on a submarine, not so easy. So anything you can do to improve the value and the longevity of that infrastructure is really of high value to that client. And we see other applications. So we're really happy with that one too. Professional services side, we had a tough quarter in Q3 and we weathered it well. We're seeing the pickup in Q4 we'd hope to see, which is great. A lot of our contracts with change in administration up here in Canada and of course in the US really create a lot of uncertainty. A lot of clients kind of slowed down. They didn't stop and they didn't cancel work. And so it was a hard pill to swallow financially for third quarter. But reality is you got to take care of those people and you've got to make sure that they're supported, because the work hasn't gone away and it's shown right back up in the fourth quarter. And we like what we see there as well. So, the looking forward, the really, again, stated ambitions, we constantly are working our M&A funnel. Dan Hilton and myself are deep into that, always looking for that next big, great add to the business. And, but again, it all starts with culture and value. And again, we're not looking for fire sales or, fixer uppers. We really want people to come here. And we think that our culture represents a healthy gravity to the business. We don't want everybody. We want the right people. We want the right adds to the business that are going to continue to grow. And we have ambitions to head towards 100 million or better as we march forward. And we think we can do that, but no promises. It's not a forward-looking statement, but I want you to know that we're definitely aiming in that direction, and we're aggressively pursuing that goal.
Very good. All right. Well, kind of. Oh man, you already know what I'm gonna say before I say it. So, I mean, look, I guess really to close this out, you kind of hit on, I usually like to close these with like value catalysts, things that you're, goals that you're hoping to achieve from what you can tell us for the rest of the year going to 26. But I mean, if there was one thing in particular or two things maybe that you think an investor audience should really pay attention to with regard to BluMetric as we move forward here, what would you say are some of those things?
Number one, I would hate for the investment community to think that all we care about is the top line. We care deeply about EBITDA, okay? And when you drive exponential growth on the top line, the EBITDA takes a little while to catch up sometimes. So Dan and I are deeply involved in the business to make sure that we are now leaning in heavier to produce a better EBITDA result going forward. So stay tuned on that. I think in terms of strategically what we think would be great add to the business, we know we have the water tech side well understood and well underway and excellent, scalable growth on that side of the business. The professional services side of the business, really it relates and focuses mostly on the natural environment. But the third leg of the stool that we're still evaluating is the built environment. And that's a part of the business where we often get asked to play. We're a partner and so on, but we think there's a lot of infrastructure work about to happen, currently underway, that we are missing out on. And so it's where is our place in that market, and is it a natural add to the business? And so we'll keep that in mind. The other is when it comes to M&A, we've often said that we're pretty strict in our discipline in terms of when we would greenlight something. And so when we're in due diligence, it's deep, and they don't all pan out. And so we can honestly say that we turned down a really great deal that looked great, but we had to say no to because it just did not pencil out the way it was represented. And so if the shareholder base is waiting for the next big deal to happen, if it's a little delayed, it's only on the basis of discernment. It's not on the basis of a lack of ambition.
Very good. Well, Scott, with that, where can our audience go and find more information about BluMetric?
Well, they can definitely go to our website, blumetric.ca. And I love phone calls. I love emails. We actually reply and respond. That's, again, part of our culture. As we continue to grow, it may be harder and harder to do, but when at the size that we're at, I really enjoy the conversations with either curious investors or existing shareholders because I always learn something, and I definitely will listen. And so it's important for me to make sure that prevails as we continue to grow the business, because that's I think a real benefit of being publicly traded is we don't deserve the support we get. We have to earn that. And I think a lot of that has to do with making sure that we're available and people understand that it's a commitment to clarity, and it's a commitment to the kind of conversations we're having like right now, Robert. I want to make sure that people are confident in the leadership and that we just walk the talk, right?
100%. Well, Scott, thank you for joining me today. Really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe, and I'll see you in Toronto.
Happy to host you. We're looking forward to you coming up.
Absolutely. I wish it was in October. Well, I don't know. The Jays might be there. We'll see. Anyways. All right. Thanks, Scott.
Take care.